Welcome, everyone, to The Last Highlight. You're tuning into episode 7 of our series, The Pod and the Page. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really quite remarkable book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Just imagine this guy, right? A Roman emperor, born way back in 121 AD, originally M. Annius Verus, adopted by Antoninus Pius, and from pretty early on, he was, well, drawn to Stoic philosophy. Very strict stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't about the fancy life. We know he preferred, plain clothes, simple living, hated the whole luxury scene, the political factions, the chariot racing drama.
Right, avoided all that. And this book, Meditations, it's something else.
And it really is, because it wasn't written for us, was it? It wasn't meant for publication. It's more like his private journal, his innermost thoughts, notes to himself, reflections on morality.
Kind of like a self-coaching manual.
Exactly. Written to help himself cope with the enormous pressure of being emperor, the duties, the wars, the, frankly, annoying people he had to deal with daily.
Yeah, you can feel that sometimes. It's incredibly personal.
It is, and that's why it still resonates.
There's this one quote, actually, it's the one we put in the thumbnail for today. It just grabs you. He says, "Everyone gets one life. Yours is almost used up. And instead of treating yourself with respect, you have entrusted your own happiness to the souls of others."
Oof. Yeah, that's direct.
It really is. A kick in the pants reminder,
Yeah.
Own your own happiness. And speaking of capturing insights like that, if you're an ebook reader, there's this app called Readwise. It's actually super useful. It lets you save your highlights, resurface them later so you don't forget these gems. We put a link in the description if you want to check it out.
That's handy. Because there are so many gems in this book. And think about the context he was writing in. He became emperor in 161 AD, and bam, wars with Parthia, wars with northern tribes, the Quadi.
Plus chaos at home, right?
Yeah.
Plague, starvation.
Terrible stuff.
Yeah.
He even had to sell off imperial jewels at one point just to fund relief efforts.
Yeah.
Immense external pressure.
Yet somehow, amidst all that, he kept up this internal philosophical work.
Which is why this isn't just history. It's timeless wisdom, really. It's stuff we can genuinely use to navigate our own crazy lives today.
Okay, so let's get into it. The core Stoic ideas he keeps coming back to. First up, this big one. What's in our control versus what's not? He seems almost obsessed with this.
He absolutely is. It's fundamental Stoicism.
He mentions learning from his mentors, like Apollonius taught him about true liberty and unvariable steadfastness, basically sticking to reason no matter what.
And his father taught him freedom from vanity, ambition, contentment.
But what does that mean practically? How do we apply control what you can control?
Well, here's the Stoic twist Marcus hammers home. The real source of our upset isn't the event itself, it's our opinion about it. Our perception.
So the thing itself doesn't actually touch our soul.
Exactly. It's the judgment we add. Marcus says things like our desires, dislikes, opinions, affections, those are in our power. But things like health, wealth, reputation, mostly not in our power. So the practical bit is, if you feel wronged, ask yourself, does this event actually make me a worse person? If the answer is no,
then it hasn't really harmed you.
Precisely. He literally says, let opinion be taken away and no man will think himself wronged. Take away the judgment.
Yeah, that's a challenge. So stop reacting emotionally, basically.
It's about building what he calls an inner citadel, a calm place inside yourself. He says you can always retire into yourself for tranquility.
Like a mental safe room.
Kind of, yeah. Realizing you might not control the traffic jam, but you absolutely control whether you let it ruin your morning. Don't give external things that power over your peace.
Okay, that leads into another major theme, right? This idea of embracing nature, accepting the flow of things, change, death. He talks about it constantly.
He does. He's always reminding himself how temporary everything is, like this passage. Consider how quickly all things are dissolved and resolved, the bodies and their memories into the general age of the world. It all just goes back into the cosmic soup, essentially.
Yeah, and he even uses that analogy of life being like a play. Only 3 acts, maybe? And nature decides when each act ends.
So the logical question he poses is, why fear death? Why fear change? It's just a natural process. He sees death as a resolution of elements, like wood turning into heat for your bath or food turning into nourishment. It's just transformation.
Not an ending, but a change of state.
Exactly. And this ties into the Stoic idea of indifferent things, stuff like life, death, pleasure, pain, wealth, poverty.
They aren't good or bad in themselves.
Nope. They're just the arena where virtue gets to play out, the circumstances you find yourself in.
He has that amazing image. Be like a cliff, a promontory.
Yes. Be like a promontory of the sea, against which, though the waves beat continually, yet it both itself stands. And about it are those swelling waves stilled and quieted.
Stand firm while the chaos swirls around you. That's powerful.
Incredible resilience.
So, okay, control your mind, accept the flow.
Yeah.
What about other people? Because he was an emperor, dealing with tons of people.
Right. And that's the third pillar, really. Duty, community, kindness. Even with all his power, he's constantly reminding himself about his obligation to the common good.
He says we're born to work together, like
Yeah.
feet or hands or eyelids.
Yeah, inherently social creatures meant for cooperation. The Stoics viewed the whole universe as one big city, and we're all citizens. Our ability to reason, it's meant to serve that community.
So what about when people are, well, awful, which they often are?
Yeah, yes. He advises not to get too worked up about the wickedness of men. Often, he says, they act out of ignorance. They don't know any better.
So pity them rather than rage at them.
Or even try to gently teach them. He says, teach with love and meekness. And that meekness is a thing unconquerable.
Meekness. That sounds passive.
It's not about being weak. It's about maintaining your own inner calm and virtue despite provocation. It's a kind of strength. Don't let their bad behavior corrupt yours.
Okay, so focus on your own actions.
Exactly. He says, focus on your actions being just and holy. Don't waste energy being curious to know what his neighbor hath said or hath done. Mind your own ethical business.
And he learned from his brother Severus about being kind and loving, even within his own family, and about fairness and equal commonwealth.
Yes, treating people justly, and this extends outwards. Be kind and loving unto all.
Even unto him that hates me. Whoa.
Yeah, that's the peak, isn't it? Maintain your own goodness no matter what's thrown at you, because your virtue is the only thing truly yours.
It's clear he wasn't just writing abstract philosophy, though. He was giving himself very practical daily advice.
Absolutely, like the struggle to get out of bed. We can all relate to that.
Right. He literally tells himself, hey, you are born for action. Look at the ants, the bees, the plants. They're all doing their thing. Get up.
It's wonderfully human. And he mentions learning from Rusticus to read with diligence, not to rest satisfied with a light and superficial knowledge.
Don't just skim. Dig deep. Don't just accept common opinions.
Question things, think for yourself, and constantly check in with yourself. He asks, what use am I making of my soul right now? Whose soul do I possess? A child's? A tyrant's? Really intense self-examination.
And the advice is so direct. Wipe off all opinion? Like, clear the mental slate of unhelpful judgments.
Stay the force of unreasonable lusts. Control your impulses. Circumscribe the present time.
Focus on the now. Be present.
And we know from his letters, like those with his tutor Fronto, that he actually lived this way. His days were packed.
Studying early, walking, imperial duties, hunting, reading, writing.
Yeah, he wasn't just sitting around philosophizing. He even made detailed notes, extracts from like 60 books. The guy was serious about learning.
It makes him feel very real, not just some stoic statue.
Totally. We hear stories about him being mischievous as a kid, scattering sheep on horseback, and clearly showing deep affection for family and friends. He was human, juggling immense duty with this intense inner work.
And it all comes back to choosing what's best.
Which, for him, meant what's best for us as rational beings, not just creatures driven by instinct.
So preferring righteousness, truth, temperance, fortitude.
The core virtues, because those are the things you can control and that truly benefit your rational soul.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for us living thousands of years later?
Well, I think Marcus Aurelius basically left us this incredibly honest, personal guide, a toolkit for resilience, for wisdom, for finding purpose, even when things are tough.
Yeah, his ideas on controlling reactions, accepting what we can't change, contributing positively. They feel incredibly relevant right now, maybe more than ever.
Which leads to the question for you, the listener. In this modern world, with constant distractions, endless information, so much noise, how can you use this ancient wisdom? How can you build your own inner citadel? Maybe it starts with focusing on that one thing Marcus thought was truly worth it.
Which was?
According to truth and righteousness, meekly and lovingly to converse with false and unrighteous men. Basically, maintain your integrity and inner peace no matter who you're dealing with or what's happening outside.
That's definitely something to chew on. A powerful challenge. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into meditations. We hope you got some value from our conversation. If you did, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the Last Highlight channel. That way you won't miss our next episode of The Pod and the Page. Until then, keep digging deeper.